Welcome guys to another day at the monastery. Hope you can hear me because it's kind of getting a little bit more windy, and it might start raining, so we'll see how it goes. We might have to move inside and finish the full kind of what has happened today, or kind of how the day goes. But as you can see, kind of the part of it, it's literally surrounded by forest. There's nothing around, and compared to Prague, where everything's like blooming and kind of the trees are already like bloomed all the way, here a lot of the trees are still bare. It's very cold. Also, it snowed a few times. It was kind of like quick, but still we get a lot of rain, a lot of snow, and sun, so it changes quite a lot. It's surrounded by hills. I wouldn't call it mountains at all, but a lot of hills and forest, and it's very beautiful. All the way you look around, like there and there, it's very very beautiful. But kind of the situation today. So I got up typically. I get up around 6:30 in the morning, and then I kind of have a hard time to get out of bed. So I read a little bit. I do some push-ups. Take a shower. Brush my teeth, and kind of the basic kind of stuff in the morning. And then you go to a breakfast. And I have to kind of share something that I have to discuss with the priest. And I kind of opened the topic a little bit, but I haven't had a full time to discuss it. But there's two other guys, another priest from different parts of the country. And it feels so awkward that nobody talks at the table, pretty much. And I know that I could talk to the priest I'm with, but the other two guys are very kind of to themselves, but there's also a sense of something that's bothering one of them. And it's a very strange feeling to sit there, for breakfast, lunch, dinner. So that's something that's very not strange. People like that, you can come here, you can be completely fine. You're not forced to talk, so it's completely normal. But in some ways, it feels very unnatural to not talk at the table and share the experience or what they hear and what they do, and more things. So that's kind of that. And what can I say more? It's today has been very, very tough, as I finished the breakfast, then met up with the priest, and we talked for like 2 hours about some of the questions I had, about kind of the resurrection of Jesus and how it came to be, and what does it mean, what does it look like, what people believe. Then talking about a lot of other things, about the evidence of did Jesus really exist, all the evidence that we kind of have, and kind of the stories that are in the Bible. So it's a lot of I would say explanation. It's not about convince me this is the truth or this is how it is, but it's more about kind of seeing. And when you are on some path to discover deeper meaning of your existence, or just get some peace of mind, or get some understanding, or get some clarity, or get some just break from the daily world, to hear all these things and just talk about it openly is it's a good thing. So we'll see how it goes. Let me finish the talk inside because it's gonna rain. So I might just go hide inside and we finish talk there. I'm back. It's kind of really pretty to look outside at the rain and see the beautiful scenery and just beautiful, beautiful. But to kind of get back to what I was talking and something that has been on my mind today was this particular thing that I've been experiencing, being kind of stuck here and just kind of inside of the house for like almost 2 days. I mean, I go for a walk or there, but today actually I finally found a new path to the forest, and like the idea to come here was mainly like spend time, not have any like this is what I'm gonna do each day. So there was no structure. But what I've noticed that even like I spend a lot of time here, a lot of time talking to the priest and all that, I found myself being stuck in the room for quite a lot of time. And so like I started around like 4 to start feeling like super anxious, super like oh. And kind of what I came here is to also cut off all the electronics, phone, music, all that. And they kind of broke down today, where I like had to call my doctor about something, but I couldn't reach out. Then I just went to like my email just to check a few things. Wrote my colleague about something that I needed, or something about my computer. So like small things. And I found like, all right, my idea was to cut myself from all the electronics and from not using it. And it kind of turned out that it's quite challenging. But at the same time, I found it's nothing that bad if you make the conscious choice and you're becoming more and more aware of it, what you're doing. Even though like you make that choice, in some instances it's not as bad as we think, right? Because we try to have it controlling and like I can't do this and I can do this, and of course it's about self-control. And I think especially for guys, finding how to control yourself from the impulses that we have is very challenging and not easy. But in some instances like this, it's okay. Kind of punished. It's a bad word to use, but let's use it. Punish myself to do 100 push-ups today, so I made that, and it feels good. I have to say, like, you know, it's about moderation. It's more about balancing the things out, and especially if you're aware of your decisions and why you're making those decisions. It's different when you just kind of scrolling on Instagram for an hour, just like so. That has been something on my mind, and being stuck into the kind of original idea, what I want to talk about, being stuck here, like feeling not claustrophobic, but like, oh, it's just like, oh my god, what am I going to do for the next 3 more days, or how many days I have left? And it's like, oh my god, I can't imagine myself keep reading. But I think all this experience and kind of the situation with everything, I realized that in life you really need to have a structure, and you have to find a structure that fits your life. And it's a good thing that I think can help you to move forward towards your goals and achieve things. So I think that's kind of the lesson I learned today, was to see my life for what it is, and I have to come out of here no matter what, right? because I cannot pay for this long term unless maybe I'll figure out a way how to become a monk here as well. But you know, being here surrounded by nature, being with yourself, being in a space where like there's no bust. Sorry. There's no bust of the city. There's no like constant pool phone. Oh my god, like work, all this craziness. I figured that I will have to face the kind of, alright, this is for me first time in life where I've really found and felt what peace, complete peace, like there's nothingness, there's like no feeling, like there's like when you fall asleep here, no light, there's dark, there's just like no phone. I don't use the phone, you know, or like to sleep I just read a book, turn on the light and sleep. So like it's a very different thing from if you're used to falling asleep to a movie or something, which I did a lot. It's very different, and I constantly feel so much more tired, even though like I don't do much heavy stuff or work or gym or whatever. But what I've learned from all this so far is the structure of the day and having a routine, having a balance, and then fun. And even though like I feel so much at peace here and I love it, it's also very that you would have to make that conscious choice to like live like this, and that is not for everyone, obviously. And I think it comes a lot with your life that you have to kind of get to a point where like, oh my god, I'm on like need to do this. However, that's not gonna be my case for sure. So I have to find a way how to manage life outside of here with the knowledge I acquire through this experience and build on that and make it better. Like you can improve in so many aspects from this and then go by with your life. So it's very peaceful, and that's like why I'm like, even my talk is very slow, very like but I genuinely feel like I have not much to share. At the same time, like I feel I have so much to share, and I believe I do. But when it comes to like actually executing that, it feels like that, like nothingness, like peace, like no stress, no like I have to tell you 3 rules how to make money and you're gonna become rich and like this is the way you do it. Like you know, life itself exists on some level that most of us don't understand, and having all this buzz, like it's like, alright, but do you choose that? Do you believe it? Do you do it just because you heard from someone or you saw it from someone and then try doesn't work? Like there's just that, right? So my point is, it's important to slow down and really look at your life as like an open book with no pages and no words on it, and then manifest your life, manifest your vision of your life, coming from nothingness, coming from the vision of like, it's just the source of energy that's in me. Dissolve it and create a new book. And it's not about start from fresh, like oh my god, nothing happened before, but it's like another chapter, another chapter, another chapter. And you can write that with each day, each week, each month, each year. You can write your story that is authentic, not unique. I mean, we're all unique in its own, but we still share a lot of things that like are not unique. But you can create your own, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to take all the best, all the bad, all the wrongs or the rights or whatever color, and create what I want, what I choose, with full awareness that I'm making this decision, this choice to create this particular line of a story or whatever. And that's something definitely worth living for, definitely worth fighting for, definitely worth having passion, having energy to truly manifest, and something that I had not really fully understood until recently is the true change of your mindset. Like, it's a very powerful tool where like you feel, none of this, like my friend says you cannot start this business, my parents say you cannot do this, or do you know this knowledge, otherwise you cannot start it, right? Like, you start believing those narratives and you imprint it on you that like it's you, but it's not, it's someone else's. And so that happens to us. And once you go through these layers, you have to push them until you become the nothingness, the version of like nothing. And that's a long path, that's a long journey to get to, but I think and believe that that's ultimately where you can actually reset yourself from all that, and then start creating the story of yours. So that's where I'm at. I would think. I mean, that's still a thing. There are a few things that I need to kind of uncover and make a peace with, understand a little bit more. But as you still go, it's not like getting to the bottom. You can already start layering your new life, your new version of yourself with the conscious choices, the full awareness of how you make those choices and decisions, and building that as you. So when people talk about like you have to change yourself first when you want to change the world, I think that describes the best what I'm talking about, and that's where I'm at. Sorry, I just kind of got lost in thought, because even though like this is a guest house and the church or the temple is outside in another building, it's still they play the prayers, singing around in the guest house, so you can hear it. And it's quite beautiful, as I was talking earlier, that it's just guys and the singing is very, very beautiful. So, yeah. So, honestly, that's kind of what I want to end it, is with the